Good afternoon. My name is Mia Saloranta. I represent Gen Finland, which is a network of ecovillages in Finland. And as an association, Gen Finland is an associated partner in this Ecovillages project. I will tell you shortly about the eco-concept of Kangasala Communal Village. This case study is more or less about the same things as Achim already told about in a JEC, but in much smaller scale. So the whole story you can read in the manual of eco-technologies when it's ready and printed. This story tells how they have paid attention to the technological conditions of ecological lifestyle in a small eco-village where they live a pretty normal life with normal facilities. Kangasala Communal Village is situated in the middle of Finland. It was built between 1997 and 2004. They have 9 one-family houses which are privately owned and 1 common building. The land is rented from the municipality, and the area of the village consists of 1.9 hectares of building area and 2 hectares of field where they have, for example, small vegetable gardens for the households. One important principle for this village was that before they started to build the village, they commonly agreed the ecological guidelines for all the building, for the common infrastructure and also for the private houses. So, some examples of the principles of ecological building in this village. There is a compact village structure, which means that the houses are rather near to each other. The houses and the infrastructure are carefully sited in the nature to minimize the digging the ground and cutting trees. Main windows of the buildings, they are towards the south, as Bruno told us that they should be, to get as much sunlight and heat into the houses as possible. The building materials are, of course, healthy, natural, easy to maintain, easy to recycle in the end. And when we are in Finland, a lot of wood has used in the buildings. And of course, the houses have good thermal insulation, mostly cellulose fiber and paper as an air seal. They don't have any plastic in these buildings. They have a centralized heating system. There is a heating plant with automated wood chip boiler in the middle of the village in this beautiful little blue building. The heating system works so that the heated water circulates from the heating plant to the houses in pipes in underground channels. And the system is based on closed circuit. The wood that they use for heating is purchased from nearby and shipped on site. The maintenance of the heating plant is organized together by weekly rotating shifts. In addition to this centralized system, all the households have at least 1 heat-storing fireplace, and 1 house has also solar collectors. Every household has a dry toilet inside the house. There are different kinds of solutions, some of them self-made and some of them ready-made and bought from the stores. In all the toilets, the urine is separated off and collected to the common tank in the field. The composted toilet waste and the urine are used as fertilizers in the gardens. So they can recycle all the nutrients in the village area, which is an important principle for them also. They have an own wastewater treatment system in the village. The grey water passes from the houses to the common treatment system, which is on the field. The system consists of 3 septic tanks, rock fiber filters, and at the end there is an evaporation pond. They have got very good purification results, mainly because of the dry toilets and because they only use environment-friendly detergents in the village. Every now and then they have to clean the evaporation pond, as you can see in the picture. Recycling, it's very well organized in the village. They have collection containers for paper, cardboard, glass, metal, and so on, and this waste is carried out from the village to be recycled. In the village, they recycle clothes, sports equipment, magazines, and other things from one family to another. Speciality of this village is that they have used quite much recycled building materials that they have collected from the renovation and demolition work sites. For example, old bricks, glass, old windows and doors, used bathroom and kitchen fittings, radiators, and so on. These old materials create a special atmosphere in the houses that is characteristic for this eco-village. So, these were some main points of the eco-concept of Kangasala communal village. As conclusion, I would like to tell that this village was one object in a study which was made in Finland in 2009. There 2 eco-villages were compared with normal residential areas. The study was published by the Ministry of the Environment, and one of the researchers was Bruno Erat, whom you met already today. Unfortunately, the publication of this study is only in Finnish, so it's difficult for you to read it, but I can tell you that I think the most relevant conclusion of this comprehensive study is that the eco-villages really have a significantly smaller ecological footprint than normal housing areas. For example, in Kangasala communal village, they use less heating energy, less electricity, and less water than in the other housing areas in this research. But as the study shows, using ecological technologies doesn't help if your lifestyle is unsustainable. The researchers remind that the lifestyle choices and consumption habits have a remarkable relevance when measuring the sustainability of housing and living also in eco-villages. Thank you.